Be a blizzard, and it's too early in the morning. This is the dumbest show in the whole world.
From Monday
to Friday. Sometimes on Saturdays.
Why would you say that in front of all these people?
Dean stinks.
You never know what's gonna happen.
That's your Dateline voice?
I don't know.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't.
It's not a chicken leg. This is a chicken leg.
Look at that manhole cover on my face.
Not a bad rendition of me. Hold on.
We know your brother. We'll give you a ride to school or whatever.
That's called
our
murder
small
in New Jersey.
He was a lot
Like
with his everything.
Oh.
What's outside your puerta de clima?
That's Stella! Yeah! Hold on, I got something. It's our first picture and description. Everybody, this is Sandra McCulley. We decided to start doing some pictures instead of just videos. So Sandra wrote and said, "Happy Halloween from my 55 plus community. I actually got a few residents to do a shot." So that's her dressed up in her favorite outfit for Halloween and getting everybody into the spirit. Sorry, TikTok, you can't see it. And then the second picture, hold on, let me do this. And okay, did not look at these prior to the show. It said, "I almost peed a little when I got out of my car in the parking lot." Is this your car or someone else's car? It's very disturbing. And I might want to get one from my car. So that's everybody. That's Sandra, everybody. Sandra McCulley. Well, you should tell us where you're from. I'll have to have Stephanie add that to the form. So if you'd like to be introduced to the group in a different way, just by pictures, we would love to hear from you. There is a form on the page to be able to upload from to this. I'm just writing a note to Steph. So that was fun. So yeah, so maybe you're like Sandra, maybe you're not a video person. Thanks, Deb. But we would love to meet you via picture. So thanks, Sandra, for sending that in. So if you'd like to upload, you can go to OneFunnyMother.com, click on the community button, and you'll be able to, hopefully, I think Steph made the form. Let me just check with her now. Oh, that's my thinking face. She'll tell me. Oh, good, Curly Top. I can't wait to see it. Pictures I can do. It involves no talking. I would love it. It kind of harkens back to when we had the tree. I know some people are kind of on the quiet side. Hey, Dale, I'm good. So it's a nice alternative. The typing sounds are making me. Can you hear me typing? Steph said she's going to have it up this afternoon. So, Jurgen, how are you? Jurgen, look how much has grown in. You can really see it when I pull my hair back. I've definitely gotten to the point where I don't care. The shy girl can do a photo. Well, please feel free to send more info on yourself. I really did love hearing about everybody's stories, whether it was about love or about their family, or about, I don't know, maybe things they struggle with or things that they're excited about for the future. So Steph said she'll have it up. She's busy with the baby. Baby Nolan arrived. If you didn't hear that before, we have been mentioning it on the morning show. So she's doing it in between feedings and putting the baby to bed, and so she'd be bopping. But we're definitely on Nolan time, which we're happy to do. Jill, Well, welcome. Enjoy the quiet. Patty, I don't know about that. When it gets really crazy, it's a little much. But I have enjoyed that I get this little pompadour up here. And ironically, because my gray hasn't, my silver hasn't grown all the way out, it's just silver right here and then still dark up here. And one day it won't be. But it's gradual. Do you like it, Janice? I do. So you may be one of the lucky ones where your silver hair don't care shirt has arrived. And everybody's been posting pictures of them in their silver hair shirts, which has been really wonderful to see. And as I mentioned, we do have, for some reason, a bunch of extra larges that we ordered by accident, I guess. And so once we finish up the shipping, which I think will be done today for those of you that haven't gotten it, these will probably go up on the website. Probably go to supporters first. So if you're a supporter and you're looking for it, Wendy will be able to get that to you. Oh, Teresa, it's a good day for that. Ginny, it's a good shirt. I love the silver. Wish mine would grow silver. Ronnie, just wait. Having a second cup, so everyone should be aware that I'll be talking fast for a few hours. Girl. Yeah, no, Tanya, I talked to your mom last night. We're working it out. It was funny because when we were packing, it's just very funny. When I don't know, there had to be 150, maybe 200 orders, maybe more, because I didn't do the shirts. It's probably more than that. By the time you get down to like the last 10, there's only you start to realize stuff is missing. And so we knew that we had one size missing, and we just stared at the boxes. And luckily, everybody in our community is super lovely, and we're usually like, hey, listen. So it literally just takes a couple days once we ship out. We'll usually get a, hey, I don't want to bother you, but this don't fit me. So we got, your mom texted me last night, and I said, don't do anything. She goes, I'm going to send it back. I go, don't send it back. I said, sometimes Wendy will send a forwarding address label, so you can just ship it on its way, because somebody didn't get it, and somebody got something wrong. So yeah. So we're basically like Macy's, and we're just like, listen, don't send it back. We can't take that kind of responsibility. What if we sent you a label, or you just drove it to that person's house? During the pandemic, there were literally people just doing their own customer service, and we didn't even ask them. We were just like, no, don't do that. They're like, I'm just going to drive it to her house. She literally lives down the street. So we're just gonna take care of it for you. So, egg white, egg bite. She's retired. She can drop it off. We're not going to have her do that. So yes. And thank you for all your kind word yesterday. I just needed a day. I woke up this morning. Well, Lulu started throwing up again, but we have a system now. She is not an antsy dog. What's amazing to me, and if you have a story about this, please share. It's amazing to me that if you're it's such a weird thing to say, if you're real in tune with your dog, you will know what your dog is saying with no words. So yes, she is not an antsy dog. She does not pace. She's like a rock. She's just like, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to bed. And if you need something, I will be up and I will be guarding you. There's only two modes. And so the other 2 days ago, when she was pacing, I thought it was Colby at first. And then mayhem just ensued. And so around 4:00 this morning, it started again. And I was like, is she just doing this because I get that, Julie? Is she just doing this because now she thinks this is our rhythm? But I was like, no, she's not good. And I took her out, and she was out there for a while. Brought her back in, and then she started doing this. I'm in the bathroom, and she's doing this. She's like, just Again, not something she does. And I was like, this isn't good. And I had put the alarm on and I couldn't get to the alarm and at the door as fast enough. So she threw up a little here. But then we were fine. But it was just amazing. I'm not positive if it was the trash can incident or the fact that, I ran out of food and I knew Colby gets violently ill if he changes food. She usually doesn't, but so I don't know what it is, but moral of the story, I can never run out of food again. Yeah. Danielle, that's a funny thing. Mm-hmm. My boxer chomps when she's about to throw up. My dog does it too. It's very weird. I had no idea. Or drools more. Yeah. So we're right here now. We're starting to understand each other. But it's amazing how much your dogs tell you if you're watching, listening, with no words. So she's definitely feeling it. But she's feeling better today, I think. I'm not quite sure. Did everybody get lots of trick-or-treaters last night? I would say I had about 25 or 30. Very lovely kids. I know it's so funny because some years you'll get like one, and then others you get 60. Like, does anybody get like 200? Like, does anybody get nobody? Uh-huh. You got 5? Mm-hmm. We only had about 35. No kids? We had about 10. I know, Judy. I'm on a system, but it was every 4 weeks, and I just moved it to every 3 now. 225? 125? None. Spend $60 on candy. Only 2 kids came. Now I have to eat this candy. 94, 4. None. 100. And that's only because it was raining. Really? You get more? I had no one until 10:52. Okay. If you are knocking on my door for any reason at 10:52, you better have candy for me or a cake or ice cream. Don't come knocking on my door for me to give you something at 10:52. I'm looking for presents. Are you Santa? What are you talking about? Someone stole my bowl. This is the second year. We did not have one trick-or-treater. We had our usual around 250. We have a 7:30 curfew. Yeah. I know, Deborah. It's bad. It's because I store it in a closet. I don't have any closets in the kitchen. So I don't see that closet very often. And I always just think, oh, it's obviously there. It's not. Some streets had 700. What? One year they stole the bowl and the table. What are you talking about? They stole my dog. My car was gone. I think they broke into our house, took the lasagna. What are you talking about? We have 300 to 400. Oh my gosh. I gave them each a cup of noodles. That's what late night trick-or-treaters get around here. A street not too far from me had over 200. I went out with the kids. The person who didn't go stayed to give out candy, ran out by 6:30. Someone stole my grandmom's bowl. She got them on camera so she knows who they are. That's the thing. You got to put that bowl right in front of your Ring doorbell. Mm-hmm. My son gave away 757 pieces of candy in an hour and a half. We had 2 people offer their dogs to us. Everything that people dumping the bowls in kids' bags on video. What? My cousin passed out carrots. Oh, that house is going to get egged. What? Why? And Jurgen, I did see your comment that Sherry was dressed up as a carrot. It's her favorite thing. She's a dietitian, so she was. I was cracking up because I saw you post on that one too. And then Sarah was on there. Sarah's like, I guess I have to dress up like a salad. I was offered a lap dance. Okay, what neighborhoods do some of you live in that you're passing out carrots and people are offering you a lap dance? Because I would like to move there. Less carrot, more lap dance. My son's friend's grandma screwed her candy bowl to a big chunk of wood to deter kids from taking it. I gave myself at least 50 pieces of candy prior to passing out, and then what was left was for the kids. And that is the smartest woman here. Her name is Laura. Everybody, on Halloween, be a Laura. Be a Laura. Guarantee that you will have a great night. And take all the good candy before you put it out. And then screw it down to a table, unless they take the table too. What? One guy came with his kids and was smoking weed. Wasn't offered a lap test, but was asked by one of the dads if I was single. What, Janice? What? Is that what? What? We decided to sit out back at 8 p.m. Curfew was 9, so we put a box with some candy bars, and right in the view of our ring cam. We didn't get any more kids, though. This year's trend was to put a potato in the candy bar to see if anyone would take it. They were gone immediately. Don't you remember there was a family that was handing out potatoes, and kids from all over the neighborhood were coming? I had 5 girls from the dance squad do a dance for candy. I loved it. Oh. Ring is offering $100,000 if your Ring camera catches a ghost. What? We have one neighborhood that passes out hundreds, 50s, 25s, and 10s. What's a 25? Okay, hold on. Hold on. I was with you until the 25. Waffles, what are you talking about? How about a 25? Okay. Give me a minute. That took me a second. Is this a joke, Waffles? I actually believe there might be people that are kooky enough to pass out like a $100 bill, a $10 bill. I've never seen it. Like, we were so excited if we got like a $1 bill. What's a $25 bill? What does that look like? A 20 bill and a 5. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I thought this was a riddle. Yeah, can I get some change? It's 30. I'm going to need 5 back. Go next door, ask them. They have the 5s. They'll be able to break this. Mm-hmm. One year when we took the kids out to church, some other kids decided to smash all of our pumpkins. Man, this is 5 and inconsolable. I went mad crazy and wrote letters to the newspaper, and they published it the next day. Wow. Waffles, I would like for them to now make a $25 bill and put your face on it. His name is Waffles Dog Pack. It'll be like your face, but with like a waffle here and like you holding a dog. 2 dogs, because it's a pack. You're welcome. Thanks for being here. Mm-hmm. We used to get money, this whole neighborhood in the 70s, they would give out $2 bills for the first 100 kids. My grandparents, or my grandfather in particular, like gave me the utmost respect for a $2 bill. And I still don't know why. I mean, I'm still fascinated by them. I still have one. My grandpa gave me a $2 bill when I was a kid, and I folded it up and I've kept it in my jewelry box. I was like, you guys, this is a $2 bill from my grandpa. Like, I just love just making a big deal out of a $2. Because like, when do you ever see it? Now, had I known that there was a $25 bill out there, Waffles, that's for you. I would have been searching, but I kept it right in my jewelry box. Mm-hmm. Do we have new merch today? No, you'll see what's happening. So I have to finish my article, but no, we're doing something different for November. You'll see. I give out full-size candy bars. Some kid had the nerve to ask me how many he could take. 1. Let me tell you something, Allison. Here's what the people, and I see Tim has a story about a lady in her neighborhood. But in our neighborhood, Everybody has like the bite-sized candy bars, but I think Chris would do it. Best neighbor Chris did it for my kids. But when we were kids, like our very next door neighbor, she would have a bowl for like the other kids in the neighborhood. But certain kids in the neighborhood, like if we came to the door, she goes, "Oh, no, don't touch this candy." And then she'd bring out, she'd be like, a special box. And that had the full-size candy bar. She's like, "This is only for certain kids." And just made it so it was just like so special. You're like, "Oh," and we're like, "We can take one of that." Like, it was like winning the lottery. It was so fantastic. We had a lady named Mrs. McGinnis who would give out candy apples. She would only make like 20. We had to run to her house first because she ran out and then go to everyone else. I mean, those houses that just made it like so special, you just never forget it. A few years ago, one house was handing out airplane bottles. So the parents thought that was good. Oh, like little liquors? Good idea. I wasn't home and there was toilet paper on the trees down the street. That sounds right. My niece's father-in-law hooked up a trailer to a gator and drove all the kids and parents around because the houses are so far apart. Not many houses were giving out candy, but the ones that were decorated to the hilt. Oh. My aunt and uncle every year at Christmas would give us $2. I still have them. I know. A restaurant in Toms River gives out $2 bills for change. I have a candy wheel. Of course you do, Diane. This is Fire Island, Diane. Diane might be one of the cool. I've never met her. But the fact that you have a candy wheel, I gotta get a candy wheel. I have a candy wheel. They spin to see what type of candy they get. One slot has an extra large Hershey bar on it. Oh, you guys are killing it. I gotta step up my Halloween game. Obviously, yesterday was not my best day, so I was just doing the minimum. My dad wouldn't touch a $2 bill. He thought they were unlucky. My grandpa would give us $2 bills with Santa and Easter Bunny. I still have them. What is it with old people? But I'm going to be it. I'm almost old enough to start handing out $2 bills. Wait, that's going to be me next year. I'm going to put it on my wheel. A $2 bill, a lap dance. I'm going to just take ideas. Giant candy bars, candy apples. I'm going to take all these ideas and make a wheel. It'll be big like the Wheel of Fortune. No. Not the Wheel of Fortune, like The Price is Right. The big one where they do this. Tell me I won't be the coolest one here. We tried to use a $2 bill at Chick-fil-A and the girl had to get her manager because she didn't think it was real. I have a sandwich bag full of $2 bills for my kids who are little and their grandma. My husband got a few $2 bills for our daughter when she was little. I've taken them and put them away so she doesn't spend them. Will you please tell... Will you please say jewelry one more time? I'm not sure if I'm hearing it right or not. It's jury. Listen, I don't know what that reference is from, but that's how you say jury. Security. It's the same. Maybe Key and Peele. I know I say security from Key and Peele for sure. But jury? Where's your jury? You don't say it like that. That's how classy people say it, Jeremy. I didn't know there was $2 bills. How come we don't anymore? So in the 70s when I was getting them from my grandpa, like they were like hard to find then. So probably hard to find now. I had a coworker who was into injury prevention. She gave out airheads with bike helmet safety information wrapped around it. My neighbors used to give us special candy bars and some great treats. My father-in-law just gave me a stack of $2 bills to give to his great-grandchildren. My neighbors gave out White Claws to the parents. They should always happen. I'm eating Butterfingers. That's all Renee wrote. She's like, listen, you guys can keep talking. I'm celebrating still, and I'm having a Butterfinger for breakfast. I would love that. Commando said, I used to make up bags for special kids. Yeah, no, it's the best. Halloween's over. Let's move on to Christmas. That's what Kimberly just said. Kimberly, take a breath. We still have like 2 months and a holiday in the middle. Kimberly's got to be that lady. She's like, I have my lights on. That's what she's doing right now. Mm. I used to make Halloween baskets made out of clearance Easter candy. My mom passed out popcorn balls and cupcakes. My mom made us throw away homemade popcorn balls that were given. I know it was always such a shame when people like would make homemade things. We were never allowed to eat them unless it was from like a neighbor that we knew. Then you're like, okay. Caramel apples. Who is putting up their Christmas tree? Here comes Christina. Christina McKimberly. Mm-hmm. Someone had a photo booth on their lawn last night. Oh, do they still have $2 bills in the States? They do. You never see them in commerce. I don't. I mean, I only have one, so I'm not going to spend it. It's for my grandma. Mm-hmm. My neighbor had spiked apple cider. My neighbors give out $1 coins. My boys still have them. One mom was so jealous of her daughter's candy bar that I ended up giving mom one too. She did tell me her daughter would have to share. Uh-huh. Our neighborhood had 2 K-Wagon at the entrance to it, and they take kids around the neighborhood. Oh, yeah. When the kids were younger, our ex-neighbors used to do haunted yard and chase kids with a chainsaw. Was that for the kids or for the neighbors, the adults? I think, like, depending on how I felt about my kids that day, I might be like, can I drop my kids off and you can chase them around with a chainsaw? Can we? Around here, $2 comes from the strippers. Jenny, how do you know that? She's like, I got a bunch of them. I'm heading to work, heading out right now. That's how I know. Are they the $2? What is it? Hold on. Don't tell me. Onesies and twosies. In Canada, they have coins. Deuces? One sickles and two sickles. I have them because I thought they have funny names, but like the ones have a name that makes sense, and then like the twos make no sense. It's one or the other. And they were like, this is called a one-sickle. And I was like, oh, is this a two-sickle? They're like, no, that's Frank. Like, it made no sense. Canadians, you know what I'm talking about? They know. They're probably laughing because they're like, yeah. But I was like, Judy was like, no, this is a one-sickle. And I was like, oh, and then this is a two-sickle. She's like, no, it's Frank. I was like, that makes sense. You guys know what I'm talking about? They have funny names in Canada. Yeah, my son always picks out a last kid to get a final dump of candy. It happened once to him as a child, and he lives to see their expression when they get all the candies. Shut up. My daughter had viral meningitis one Halloween. She was hallucinating that the scary clown was trying to kill me. She started screaming for me to run. It was awful. Oh my gosh. We drove around the neighborhood in a golf cart. One of the houses, we had a haunted garage you could walk through. They gave out bomb shots to the adults. That is dedication. Can you say Saul? Saul. And a man that was so scary to us as kids, we would avoid his house. One Halloween, he called mom and asked us to come to the house. He had full-size candy bars, not scared anymore. My magician husband likes to make the kids make the candy appear every year. It starts out fun, but then it gets a little, I'm always afraid the kids are going to cry. I have some really old $2 bills printed in red and blue ink. What? I've never heard of that. My neighbor gave out liquor shots to the adults. Collect $2 bills, 50-cent pieces. A street near my mother was handing out Jell-O shots. Back it up, Kimberly. Don't skip Thanksgiving. But it's the holiday season. The holiday in the middle takes place during the Christmas season. So here it is. It's Christmas. Okay. Kimberly is still rocking it. She's like, so it's basically Christmas. I love it. You mean you aren't playing Christmas carols in the background? Okay. Listen, I love you Christmas people, but I need you to stay away from me. That is so funny. Listen, I feel the same way about Christmas people as I feel about Disney people. Like, I'm not those people, but I love your enthusiasm. Like, I love everything. I wish I had something I love that much. I think it's bourbon and dogs. But I do think it's funny. I think like I'm in the middle. I don't know what would get me that, like a candy store would get me that excited. A gluten-free bakery, that would get me pretty excited. Oh, toonies and loonies. Yeah, that's it. Toonies, twos. A $2 coin is called a toonie. And I was like, and this is called a oneie. And she was like, no, a loony. And I was like, okay. Also known as Frank. Judy's gonna make fun of me. A toonie and a loony. Yeah, no, makes no sense. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. That's so funny. I'm gonna call them Franks now. Is that where the term cheaper than a $2 bill came from? Yeah, probably. Probably. Yeah, a loony is one. Mm-hmm. Is there a crow in your house? No. Actually, I woke up this morning and my window was open and I was like, oh, I can hear these beautiful birds. It wasn't the crows. It was just like some beautiful birds. And I was like, all right, I've decided I'm going to make today a better day. Mm-hmm. What kind of birds do you have in your neighborhood? It sounds like Jurassic Park. Are they that loud? I don't even notice it. Is Junie on her cruise? I saw she was posting about her plans. It's always exciting when people. So you're not excited for Christmas cookies? Maybe I won't make them. Lies, Tanya. Any kind of baked good, I'm excited about. Mm-hmm. Because there is a loon on the coin, hence it's a loony. But if it was, so then what's on the toonie? What's on the $2 coin, Judy? Is there a toonie bird? I like Christmas, but not till like December. That's fair. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so crazy. Missy just ran by in a dinosaur costume. It was so weird, and the theme to Jurassic Park was playing. It's a little weird. A toonie has a two-tone coloring. A con that plays a tune. Uh-huh. Can you eat flourless chocolate cake? Absolutely, Madeline. It is the best. Mm-hmm. My rule is always that Christmas starts when Santa ends the Thanksgiving Day parade. And she was like, all right, and go. Here's my card. Mm-hmm. Thanksgiving is late this year, so the tree goes up early. Mm-hmm. I just found out this morning my aunt is in Bora Bora, staying in an over-the-ocean bungalow. And she did not invite us, Commander? That sounds lovely. I don't even know where Bora Bora is. And I don't know why you say it twice. Think about it. There's no other place where you say than at Jersey? Never. Do you think it's just called Bora? And somebody's like, that sounds stupid. Let's say it twice. Texas. Nobody does that. Just Bora Bora. Why? New York. Is that why? Is Bora in Bora? Hold on. Now I got to look up Bora Bora. Now we're going to go a deep dive. Oh, you're like, I did not need to know this today. It's an island in French Polynesia. Bora Bora is a small South Pacific island northwest of Tahiti in French Polynesia, surrounded by sand-fringed Motus islets and a turquoise lagoon protected by a coral reef. This sounds so beautiful. Known for scuba diving, it's a popular luxury resort destination where some guest bungalows are perched over the water on stilts. At the island center rises Mount something. Hold on, let me see if I can get. This is a less exciting explanation of Bora Bora. I don't think that it's Bora is a lagoon seen from International Space Station. Its major settlement, Viatape, is on the western side of the main island, opposite the main channel. Produce is most of them going to be obtained from the sea and the plentiful coconut trees, which were historically economic importance for the production of corpa. I don't know what any of these words mean. It's a Tahitian language. It says the island was called Pura Pura Me Tipura, meaning created by the gods in the local Tahitian language. This was often abbreviated to Pura Pura, meaning simply firstborn. The Tahitian language, along with the English, French, and Dutch languages, uses a unique set of phonemes. So the spelling and pronunciation of the name changes as it passes from one language to the other. Since Tahitian does not distinguish between the sounds P and B, the sound represented by P lies between the two, and the R represents a sound not present in the English, similar in a sound to the something and the something and the something and the something. So you can pronounce it. The pronunciation of Pora Pora as Bola Bola or Bora Bora. When explorer Jacob Somebody first landed on the island, he and his crew adopted the name Bora Bora, which has stood ever since. Boom! Don't ever say you didn't learn anything. I didn't pronounce most of those words, but Walla Walla, Washington, you're not wrong. I've been there and I loved it. But you still have, that's a town. This is an island somewhere. But yeah, it's so interesting. Walla Walla, Washington. Yeah, no, New York is a city in New York, but this is just Bora Bora. It's called Bora Bora and nothing else. Nobody goes, no, I'm going to Bora Bora. Bora. You see, it had to be 3 times. I'm going to go get mahi mahi in Bora Bora. Oh, remember to turn your clocks back this weekend. I'm very jealous of her, said Commando. And PO'd, she didn't ask me. She just completed treatment and is considered cancer-free from breast cancer. Oh. Remember to turn your scales back this weekend as well. That's from Marianne. The holidays can be a difficult time. So this weekend, change your clocks back and your scales, and you will have a great fall. I've never heard anybody say that before, and I'm kind of digging it. Portugal is on my bucket list to maybe even move to. Joey, then we can come visit you and we can all stay at your place. The more you know. Bring. Thank you, Trina. I made Halloween crack last night. It was so good. Yep. So I've been hearing, just throw the scale out or just throw it in the trash. I've been hearing a lot of people are doing early voting. I want to encourage everybody to keep doing that. That's been exciting. I've been running into lots of people, and apparently the early voting system here is by county. So it's not at necessarily the same place as you would vote on Tuesday, but to a different location. But if you haven't made plans to either vote on Tuesday or prior or mail in or whatever you're going to do. So that's exciting. Please be nice to poll workers. That's very, very important. Anna, it's always a thing. All my best to her. Spent an hour in line for the first day of early voting. Wow. My first year working the polls. Well, thank you for your service, for your volunteerism. So that's lovely. I've been bebopping. Oh, I have a funny story. So yesterday, handyman Steve came. Steve is lovely. He's an older fellow. Tuesday is his anniversary. He's been married 41 years, I think. He came to install the hood over the stove. The range gets put in sometime this weekend, but he was putting the hood under the cabinet. And I was also switching out the toilet seat in my bathroom. And I was like, I'm going to get a new toilet seat. So I did a lot of research on toilet seats. No, it wasn't Tim. I have to call Tim for some painting stuff. Tim will do like a couple things here and there if he's here painting anyway. But if it's not painting, I don't usually call him. But if there's something, he'll be like, oh, I'll fix this too. So Steve was working on the head. And I did a lot of, let me just tell you something. I feel about toilet seats the same way I feel about underwears. Let's talk about it. Update your toilet seat. I am basically a queen. And you would be surprised. A really nice toilet seat. I just got a new toilet seat and installed it myself, right? Toilet seat research is a thing. Here's what happened. Let me tell you. Because we're going to start doing some stuff on our own. It's shocking how many toilet seats there are. Yeah, but there's really only one. I love a good toilet seat. Thank you. I contact the company for the toilet itself, and I say, hey, I did look at the heated toilet seats, and if there was an outlet near my toilet, I would have gotten the heated one. Did you guys know that a heated toilet seat is the newest thing? Diana went to Joe's son's house. My son loves our new heated toilet seat. How many people have heated toilet seats? Oh, the answer is Bemis. Bemis. You want a Bemis toilet seat. So I call the toilet company of the toilet that I bought. And I wait on hold for a while, and they were like, I was like, hey, I need to get a toilet seat that goes with this toilet. She was like, oh, you want to get a Bemis? And I go, okay, but the brand is this. She's like, yeah, no, we use Bemis. You want a Bemis? I go, I don't want to use like Kohler. Like, I don't want to use a Kohler. She's like, no, we all use Bemis. Like, even I have a bidet toilet seat. Oh, how cold is your house that you need a Johnson? Judy, here's the thing. Like, you should have one, Judy, in Canada, all Canadians. That's what I said. How long you got to sit here that it needs to be heated? Melinda, it's a thing. It's a thing. I don't know. I just started hearing about heated toilet seats. Yep. I know, but apparently it's $135 for the heated one with the blue light. I'll have to check it out, Lisa. So anyway, so I go to Home Depot because not all of them. And then you have to decide, do you want the toilet seat? Like, does everybody at home probably has the toilet seat that goes all the way around, right? But then there's some that just stop there. I feel like those are public toilet seats. Does anybody have one that just does that and doesn't at home? Nobody has that one, right? That's weird, right? Does anybody? And then there's round, and then there's oblong. What's the blue light for? Fancy. Remember when they started putting blue lights under cars, and it go, and you would bounce? That's what Missy and Jeremy have on their cars, the blue light. And Jeremy's bounces. Anyway, so there's a lot. I decided to go with a wooden toilet seat. I think they're fancier, but they don't last as long. Mine lasted about 10 years. But all in, even on a fancy toilet seat, if you're feeling look at your toilet. Specifically, lift your toilet up and then look at the toilet seat, because that's the part that's gross, and mostly because of your husband. Sorry, fellas. Yeah, if I got a fancy toilet seats, my kids would never leave the bathroom. Bemis, wooden, oblong, slow close. Karen is on it. Disco in the bathroom. That's a guy's toilet seat. Oh, is that? Oh, Lee. Oh, I got you. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I do a lot of research. Bemis, Lowe's sells Bemis, but it has to be special ordered. Home Depot has them in the aisles. You got to go stand there. There's plastic. There's this one. Then there's this one. There's oblong. There's circle. Then the hinges in the back. They're white. They're chrome. They're this. Da, 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 da. Did you know you spend about 24 years on the toilet? I got wood. I learned so much. At first, I got round, but I was supposed to get oblong. I had to return it. Yeah, I got a Kohler oblong. My fiance spends a half hour in there now. If I get a nice toilet seat, he'll be in there forever. Anyway, so I do all this research. I know I'm getting a Bemis. I went there last week, picked it up, but I wanted to have everything here for Steve so that when he was here, I'd be like, this has got to get fixed. It's got to get fixed, whatever. And so I'm about to brag. I'm about to low-key brag. And I said, there's a Bemis showroom in Sheboygan Falls. If I still lived in Kohler, I could have gotten one for you. That's so crazy. So I'm about to take the box out of the back of my car. I forgot what was in there. And I was like, Steve, you would be so proud of me because I got this all by myself. And as soon as the words came out of my mouth, I looked at it and I was like, he's like, what? I was like, I have to return this toilet seat. He was like, why? What's wrong with it? It looks fine. It's a Bemis. I go, yeah, well. He's like, what? So here's me. I was like, I want a nice toilet seat. I'm at a place in my life where I feel, because let me tell you, a good one is $29.99. Like that's a good toilet seat. Fancy, $43. And I was like, I am worth the extra $14. I'll say it. That's who I'm putting that extra $14 into myself for all the areas that deserve it. So I did. I bought the really nice one. Apparently, it was top of the line because it said adult and child toilet seat. Now, listen, if you have grandkids or you have kids and you're here, there is a Bemis toilet seat that has, I'll stick with my regular because I have kids. Tanya, you're going to love this toilet seat. It has the child's training toilet seat built right into it. So like there's the lid, then there's the child seat, and then you keep this one down. So yeah, you got the seat with the seat. Karen is the go-to toilet person here. I had no idea. Bemis is the brand, Bemis, that's it. And Lowe's has it in the aisle. No, Home Depot has it in the aisles. Lowe's, you have to order it. I had one when my son was young. Yeah. Was it fancy that it heats up? I didn't know it heated up and I had to pee. I sat down. I was like, oh, it's so warm. I didn't know you turned the heater on. I'm not fancy like that. Yeah. Danielle, I had no idea. We used to have to put the thing in and think, blah, blah. That part comes off and then it's just a regular, yeah. So I took it back. And so, but it's built right in. Fancy. So I took it back and I had to go get the other one. So that was me bebopping. Back, all toilet seats all day. So anyway, so while I was doing, he said, I'm going to finish this hood. You're going to crack up. I'm going to finish the hood. I'll install it. And then that way it'll be done when you come back. And I was like, fine. I come back. He puts the hood in. Looks nice. Is it super fancy? No. It's a nice hood. And I was like, okay, now mind you, my kitchen is old, right? Like, so when I bought this house, they were oak cabinets and they looked a little dated. But they're oak and they were solid and they were beautiful. And there's no part of me that's like, I'm ripping this out. I just can't, you know what I mean? A, money, and B, there's nothing wrong with them other than they're a little ugly. So Tim came and painted them, and I love it. I love my kitchen. It looks like a kitchen. Like, I think I cook more now than before. But did you ever see people who would put like an $80,000 kitchen in, and then they eat out every night? And I'm like, I don't. Okay. So I don't know. So this is like an upgrade. But what I've figured out is that the hood that was there, because I came in and he did a great job. I said, Steve, that looks great. I said, and the range will get put in this weekend. It'll be lovely. And I'm taking it all in. And then I go, okay, so we have a little bit of an issue. And he was like, what? So this range hood that used to be there was probably a very fancy range hood when they put it in. But it's almost like a custom range hood because it it recessed a bit. It wasn't very deep, right? So like the cabinet ends here and the old hood ends here, and you could pull it out. It would extend out. I didn't realize that. The new hood that I put in extends to here, which is nice. A lot more light. Beautiful. Bob, have you figured out what's wrong with this yet? You probably won't because you can't see where the hood is. That's it. Carrie, that is exactly what it is. Carrie's so smart. I'm telling you. You want to know something? Ask Bob. Bob knows. Carrie knows. So my range is right next to a corner cabinet. So we're both like, oh, this looks great. This is fantastic. This is going to be amazing. I love everything about it. And then I look to the right and you can no longer open the corner cabinet. It's just because this cabinet ends here. So you can still open the corner cabinet. But as soon as you extend this, yeah. So we just stared at each other. He had just unpacked the whole box. It's not being returned. So he was like, do you need to get in that cabinet? I was like, so now in my mind, I'm going through, I'm like, what's in there? What could just be lost forever? Yeah. So now what? So we did this for a while. Just going through what we would do. And he said, we're going to take the door off. Take and make it into a spot. That's what we're going to do, Tanya. So he's got to come back next week and finish a couple things. But we're going to take it down, take the door off, and then make it open shelf. So that's why I'm going to have Tim come and just paint it black and then just put like a pretty like some liners in it. And then it'll just be for pretty. Now, I thought about changing the hinge side, Mary, but you still can't open it. Yeah. So it'll just, what do you need? Listen, what's the point of a corner cabinet anyway? Does it do anything? No, you can't reverse the hinges. Yeah. So, but it's just so funny. It's just like, one step forward, two steps back. You're like, this look, okay. That was not very well thought out. Seasoning shelf, plates. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Did you need anything that? No. And it was funny, Belinda. He could, he's an older guy, and he had been working all day, and when he did this, and this was a lot. Dean said he was here, and it fell on his head a couple times. He was like, "Can I help you?" He was like, "No, that's what happens." And so I just didn't want him to take it down again. I said, "Steve, it's fine." I said, we can do it next week. It's not a big deal. And he said, no, I can do it. You don't have to get into that stuff. I go, no, I don't. Let's just let it go. So you just have to there's nothing we need in there before next week. Yeah. Is he the one? No, Barb, that was down the shore. No, Steve's a nice guy. He's like a honeydew guy, like he says he does like big renovations and stuff. I don't have any of those. So, but it's been nice. I feel like one of the best things you can do for yourself if you are a woman living on your own, is, I've learned, even from all the houses we've worked on, how to be like a good GC, like what needs to be fixed, do the research, the whole toilet seat thing. And just kind of learning about that stuff. And then and I've learned a lot from all the contractors that I've had. They've become, I mean, Tim's been with me for 20 years. George, my electrician, was with me for 20 years, and he just moved. I miss him. But yeah, great people. So, off topic, but I'm phrasing. Is it warm enough for a tank top there? We've had 2 days in a row in the 80s and suddenly that dropped to the 50s. It was very warm yesterday. Or if you have a man that can't, won't, or shouldn't do stuff. Yeah, that's true. It's true. So it's good. I mean, I think too, I mean, like, how many times do you ask your husband to do something, ask your husband to do something? I think they're either busy, doesn't have the time or the skill level to do it. You're just like, I'm getting good at YouTubing some repairs too, Diane. Look at us being big girl stuff. Yeah. So anyway, BNC is great. She keeps trying to show up for meetings, and I keep kicking her out. We had a FaceTime meeting. I guess she had her surgery Monday. All the days are confusing to me, but we had a meeting, like a Zoom, and I get onto the Zoom and I see Michelle, me, Stephanie, and Wendy is holding her phone and Chris is on FaceTime in me. And she's still in the bed, still hooked up to stuff. I said, what are you doing at this meeting? She goes, I didn't want to miss it. I said, you are not welcome here. Go relax. She's hilarious. Yesterday we were texting and she said, I'm up and they're taking all the tubes off of me and I've been walking. So I make a joke and I say, all right, when are we heading back to the gym? This was a joke. Then she writes a series of texts. I'm walking. I'm not on a treadmill yet. They're saying about 6 weeks. I'm going to try to push that. I'm going to talk to the doctor. I'm going to try to get to the gym sooner. I wrote back. I go, I'm kidding. She says, I'm not. That's how I read it. I know. She asked me for my timesheet. Do not give it to her. Do not give her your. Do not. What happened to BNC? She had open heart surgery and a triple bypass, Cindy, and she is not acting like it. I can tell you that. She's acting like somebody. She's like, I had to get this tooth filled in the backside, like a headache, so I'm gonna be out for like 6 days. Yeah, no, she is. Yeah, she don't want to miss. She got the FOMO. I'm like, nothing is happening. We're doing nothing. Very little. She's like, you'll see her. She'll send an email. We're trying to increase this credit line. Da, da, da. I go, yes, Steph had her baby. She's doing great. And Chris's boobs look amazing. She acted like she got a Skittle tooth. Remember? So I'm actually going to go see her tomorrow. I have to go today to the post office, see if anybody sent some cards. And I have a couple gifts for her here. So I'm going to bring everything up. No, Maggie, she believes she's going to Vegas, but she's not going to Vegas. We were trying to calculate it. Had she had the surgery the week prior when I was with her, maybe, but I don't even think that would have been a great idea. But once it got moved back by that extra week, now Kathy, the stovetop comes tomorrow, I think. No, she's doing well. You can't hold. Yeah. She named the baby Nolan. My grandfather wanted me to sneak kielbasa into the hospital after his bypass. Maybe I'll just get her some like Vegas paraphernalia to make it feel maybe like a showgirl hat. Like we'll dress her in a costume before we leave. Yeah, Tara, that's going to be a big deal. And my stovetop has always been wee-walled like that. So it'll be nice to see if the new one is flat. So I know she's gonna find me on Vegas. I know. So we got to act like we're not having fun. So at some point, we're all gonna take a picture and be like, just be sad, and be like, this is actually, we're not having any fun because you're not here. So somebody remind me. I know. She'll be there in spirit. Maybe we'll get her a fat head and we'll take her fat head all over Vegas. She would love that. Thanks, Gilbert. Bring her and we'll prop her up in a corner like Weekend at Bernie's. So she would love that. Our friend passed out at church, no heartbeat, brought back by a defibrillator, and I sent homemade chili home to her husband. She ate it and is continuing to rave about my chili. That's so crazy. Some people will do anything out of going to Vegas. I know. We were joking. Well, that's what we were saying, Tanya, about the candles. Like, we were like, did you do this just to get out of shipping these candles, Chris? Because this seems like a real extreme thing to do. So we were joking with her. So anyway, so listen, it's Friday, everybody. And oh my gosh, Pam, their costumes, Lulu and Ruby's or Booby's costumes. I keep forgetting her name is Ruby. It's Booby. Were so funny. So a lot of people asked what Lulu was. Her costume, it says security on it. I got it. She's a security guard. I got it because it says security on the back. And because she constantly faces that way, I figure at least we could see the security on her back. You can't see much from the front of that picture, but and there's a wig. It's like a bad toupee. And when I put it on, and the two of them just passed out, it was just so funny. Oh, thanks, Spring. It was. And so I actually have a bunch of pictures from that photo shoot. And so Brooke was getting ready to leave to go to a party. All my kids are at parties all weekend. And I had the two of them just sitting here in front of the fireplace. And I was just like laid out on the floor for like 20 minutes. And Brooke walked up the steps and just sees two dogs dressed up, the light, and me just laid out on the floor. And she was like, is this what you do when no one's home? I was like, all the time. It was a very quiet night. Large part of the day I spent just in quiet solitude. And it was a nice day. So, oh, Rita, congratulations. That's exciting. All right. So that's it. It's Friday. Have a great weekend, everybody. And I'm going to be bebopping this weekend and doing some writing, hopefully, and all the thing. And yeah, and thanks for any cards that you've sent to Chris. I'm sure she's going to love them tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing her. And thanks for all the encouragement this week. And anybody out there that's going through some stuff, I've gotten so many messages from people who are saying that they also got a mammogram that was a little off, and they're fighting the good fight to follow up. And I know Bob wrote a note about, advocating for yourself when it comes to healthcare. So to anybody out there dealing with some stuff, sometimes it's a bit disheartening, but keep up the fight. Lots of people love you and want you to be around. And so take good care of yourself forever. And this weekend, like Judy from Saskatoon, good time, Andrea say, do something for yourself or others this weekend. And thanks for watching. As always, have a great day and a blessed day. And I'll see you Monday morning. Bye.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed today's morning show, make sure to follow us for more One Funny Mother content.
Okay, all right. Morse code is tapping.
And check out OneFunnyMotherStore.com for great new inappropriate swag. And for more exclusive content, consider becoming a supporter.
She got a bad leg.
Thanks again, and we'll see you tomorrow on One Funny Morning.